Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hello. Oh, how's everybody doing? I've had a most productive day. I don't know about you. But here we are for the EROS C-3 launch. It is moved out till about an hour from now. But, you know, we can just chill. Eve aumenta, Erki. Ketos. Eve paivi, Jorovich. Terve. Yeah, we got to look at this launch pad. That's why I came up a little bit early here. It's backed up due to weather just a little bit, I think, but it's set for 2:38 a.m. Eastern time, so that is in exactly an hour from now. Yeah, Celtic, that's right. Yeah, we got EROS C-3. So this mission warrants some. Here, let me read off some stats from next space flight here. So it's a Falcon 9 launch. It's launching 2:38 a.m. Eastern time. It's going out of Slick 4 at Vandenberg, Slick 4E, and it's launching. Wrecked. So it's launching the EROS C-3, which is an Israeli observation satellite. 38 centimeter resolution in panochromatic mode and 76 centimeter resolution in multispectral mode, covering a swath of 12.5 kilometers. Pretty high res. SAT is similar to OPSAT 3000 built by Israel Aerospace Industries for the Italian Defense Ministry. The mass of the payload is 400 kilograms, and get this. This one is going to retrograde orbit. It's going into retrograde orbit.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
The other day, Blinga, yeah. You can defend my hat's honor. If somebody redeems keep the hat within a certain amount of time, the hat stays. Hey, Chief, what's going on? Good morning. Mason, 56 months, so many launches. Why so many launches? Because. So this launch is the 186th orbital attempt and probably the last orbital attempt for 2022. It is SpaceX 204th mission total, and its 61st mission of 2022. 60th Falcon 9 launch. Riverin, 20-month resub. This is Falcon 9's 195th mission and the 60th mission for Falcon 9 of 2022. This is a retrograde launch. So they're launching due west out of Vandenberg. But here's the crazy part. It's an RTLS. So Booster 1061, for its 11th flight, is going to land at Landing Zone 4. It's going to launch due west out of Vandenberg and then fly back and land at LZ4. Jack, 13 months. Something like that, Celtic, yeah. So look at the flight azimuth out of here. Check this out. Now that's something you don't see every day. Who paid for this mission? It's an Israeli Israeli company. Look at that. Inclination? Yeah, Bill, I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. What would this inclination be? Almost, it's 180 degree inclination. Oh, look, a midge. Midju itakita. Ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah, that's... Look at the flight azimuth. The flight azimuth is almost 270. That's unreal. There's going to be no stage 2 deorbit because they're RTLSing the booster. Yeah, Jonathan says that right there. That's crazy. That's the fairing recovery zone right there. Konbanwa, Ije-sama, genku desu ka? Sugoi. Yeah. All right. All right, so yeah, it's very rare that you see a retrograde launch. Now, why? What's the deal with retrograde launches? Well, Israel puts their satellites in retrograde because their satellite constellations are in retrograde because they launch retrograde. Why does Israel launch retrograde? Why do they shoot stuff off to the west? Look at this map, and that should tell you everything you need to know. Launching anything in this direction is probably not smart. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah. So they launch west. So this one is going west as well. Now, so why doesn't it more people launch retrograde? More people don't launch retrograde because you're going against the way the Earth is spinning. So if you're going this way, right? Instead of going with the Earth that's spinning, you have to negate the velocity of Earth's rotation. Here, from Kennedy Space Center at 27 degrees north latitude, the Earth is spinning at about, let's see, what was it? I think it's like 1,300 feet per second right here, spinning at this north latitude here, 27.5 degrees north latitude, more or less. So you get about a 1,300 feet per second rotation. Now I know everybody's like, what's that? What's that in meters? What's that in meters? About 400 meters a second. Down here at Kourou, it's 500 meters a second. If the rocket could get into space. Sorry. So, here's the thing. If you want to launch from Vandenberg and you want to go this direction, you want to go west, it takes 400 meters a second more delta V than it would take if you launched it due east. So, yeah, there's going to be no second stage deorbit burn here, but yeah, that first stage is coming back and landing, which is crazy. That's just a crazy mission. Just got here. Did I miss a launch? The launch is scheduled for about 45 minutes. The only other payloads besides Israel, that I can think of that are in a crazy retrograde orbit is NRO's Topaz series, which is in a 147 degree retrograde orbit. Yeah. Chad, we got a launch coming in here soon. Some things here don't react well to rockets. So yeah, this mission, I was thinking we were probably going to get questions because this one is going to look weird. Not only is this most likely the last launch for 2022, capping off an insane year of rocket launches, literally a rocket launch a week, from SpaceX, which is just, that's absurd. Sometimes 2 rocket launches a week. But, yeah, retrograde orbits are not something you see very often. So that's why I didn't want to miss this one. There's a second stage deorbit now. They posted hazard areas this morning. Oh, okay, cool. Almost launch o'clock. Thanks for shepherding the space flock. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we're waiting here for the time being. I got a lot of stuff done today. 76 centimeter, I think you said. That is 30 inches, roughly. That means for all intents and purposes, 1 pixel equals 30 inches. From how high up? Imaging satellites like this are usually about 500 kilometers up, Celtic. So...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
About, what is it, 370 miles? Something like that. Hey, Doom. What's up, man? 75-month resub. Doctor, 16-month resub. I didn't catch it. Did you double the rotation speed? Not only do you not get the benefit of the Earth's rotation, you actually have to cancel it out before making progress. Yep. No, I didn't double it. Yes. I just added it to the delta V that you already have. I said you have to negate the rotational forces and then get into space. It's not really doubling it so much. As you didn't have it to start. You had it to start, you're going in the wrong direction, man. But, yeah. Hey, Bradley, thanks for the raid, man. Right on. So Falcon 9 is in retrograde. What do the astrologer and horoscope people have to say about this launch and what it means? T-Man, is there any benefits from retrograde to prograde? Prograde, it's easier to get into space that way. Bradley, thanks for the raid. Smarks, what's going on? Iron Spark, good morning. Good morning. Yep, so we should be getting into launch here. Yeah. About 40 minutes. Oh, man. I had a long day today. Is Falcon 9 in retrograde going to upend our lives because social havoc? Yeah. Christian, you're still doing that. Yeah. Okay. Just got back from 3 days at the beach. Hope you're well. Man, it's been 0 degrees, Smirks, for like the past 2 weeks, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that again. No. 0 in Celsius. It's been 0. Just 0. Just 0. Here, have a nice tall mug of 0 degree. I'm like, oh, that's good. It's good. It's frozen outside. Dang it. We didn't get the white stuff though, so that's good. Zero Kelvin? No, we'd be dead. The white stuff. I'm not going to say it, crustacean. I'm not even going to say the word. You'll jinx it. 0 F here. Better to be Celsius. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I'll make it worse. I went to hot water beach. Thermal water coming up underneath the sand. You sit in hot water getting cooled by the sea. Good game. Warm tomorrow, though. It actually wasn't too bad today, Bill. It was 45 outside. It's only 37 right now, which is, Smirks, that's like, I don't know, like 4, something like that. Obviously, mayonnaise. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Yeah, so that's a brisk 4 degrees out. In here, though, it's 20. It's 20 C in the office. The heaters are doing very well. I like 0 C much better for French cars than minus 16 C. Your timing... Oh, the timing pulley slipped on the crankshaft when I tried to start... when you tried to start your Citroen. Oh. Ooh, that's not good for it. I'll make it better. Denver got 14 inches overnight. My 20-minute drive home took 1.5 hours. Oh, gosh. Yeah, 14 inches, fellas, is like 35 centimeters. That's a lot of snow. Timing is 90 degrees out. We heard things were bad in New York. I don't know. I'm just New York. I don't care about them. It's true. We got a half inch of snow there and work shut down, Cheb. Yeah, yellow. Yeah, 14 inches is, 30 centimeter plus. That's a lot of snow. Oh, boy. It's actually nice and warm in here, so. You drove your WRX in 18 inches of snow in Japan. Oh, nice, dude. Cool. Meanwhile, in Florida, it's 70 degrees. Yeah, whatever. The snow and the cold doesn't really bother me much, dude. When you have a garage to work on your cars inside, well, it's warm, dude. Yeah, that doesn't really bother me anymore. Did I miss the launch? No, it got pushed back a little bit. We are about 35 minutes. 35 minutes out. Once again, this is, we're waiting on the EROS C-3 mission, guys. Retrograde Falcon 9 orbit. Or Falcon 9 orbital insertion. Retrograde RTLS out of Vandenberg. This is a really rare trajectory. Yeah, this is a really rare trajectory. You only got 5 inches in your part of Denver out by the airport. Yeah, the guys, you do not see retrograde orbits. These don't happen. It's once in a blue moon. So yeah, that's why I'm up. I'm up and I want to check this out, man. And it's the last launch of the year. Oh, Dinkelberg to the rescue! Ha ha! You got bullied at 1:54 a.m. Nice. Do you think the shuttle could do this type of trajectory out of Vandenberg? I mean, if the shuttle could do polar once around, yeah, probably. The payload would be tiny, like Falcon 9. It would be a very small payload or no payload at all, but sure, why not? That would be a little bit of a ballsy mission, but you could do it, sure. Does Israel have any launch facilities? They do have one, Celtic, and they launched the Shavit rocket out of there, and I forget where it is. Yeah, that's right, Aqualux. Yeah, this will look. Yeah, that's right. It'll look very strange. Actually, no, the launch site's going to be further away. Did you miss the launch? No, they pushed it back, like, and we're getting to it here. About a half hour. We're about a half hour out. So if this launch is retrograde, then why is it RTLS instead of a drone ship recovery? I thought that they used Earth's rotation to help with that by having the launch site rotate under the rocket at apogee. Wouldn't that be the opposite effect here? It would be the opposite effect if they were launching a 5,000 kilogram payload, Squishin, but they're not. It's a 400 kilogram payload, which basically gives them enough to be able to RTLS. Payload's super light. Super light. SpaceX audio is online. All right. We'll keep the mission control loop up here. Yeah, this thing, the boost back is going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, Squish, it's just a small payload. That's why. 400 kilos is 850 pounds. Give or take. 840 pounds? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's tiny little guy. They did helicopter on Mars, yep. Okay, so it's just able to brute force it. Is this one as light as that telescope that they launched a bit ago with the inclination change over Africa? Yes, something like that. Any idea why retrograde? That's where the rest of their satellites are, Jim. The Israelis have a lot of satellites in retrograde because they can't launch east. One, there's land to the east of Israel. Two.
Rock. LD on countdown 1.
Oh.
Rock. Verify the range is ready.
Rock, range ready.
Range Operations Coordinator has signified that they are ready to proceed with the launch countdown. So, take a look at this map. You see this country right here, and this country right here, and this country right here, and this country right here. They, yeah, Israel doesn't launch east for a pretty good reason. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's not a good idea. The tip of the Sinai Peninsula would be a good launch site to go south. Yeah. We'll just launch stuff from Florida or over here. It's going out over here. So this thing is going to launch, and it's going to go this way, and then it'll come back. It'll literally fly over the landing pad on the way out, which is kind of crazy. Those are some of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Remember the Ever Given. No, you don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me, Oglex. Tell Chad. I know that. Why do you think I went? Your brother was in Iraq and Afghanistan. Other than war, he said he actually quite liked it there. He liked the culture shock he got from being over there. Oh, well, that's good. Is retrograde from KS...
Launch director on countdown 1. We are go for propellant loading.
Okay, launch director reports go for prop load on Falcon 9. Greg, what's going on, man? Don't worry, this isn't a Starlink launch. You don't need to worry. Don't worry, it's not a Starlink launch here. Is retrograde from KSC possible? No, there's an Orlando in the way.
Launch director on countdown 1. In the need for an urgent abort, operator shall call hold on the primary countdown net. Countdown 1. Launch control will abort the auto sequence immediately. Operators shall proceed to the launch abort steps. Procedure 1. Otherwise, brief the CE or LD with non-urgent no-go conditions. They will approve aborting the auto sequence.
Well, the launch director was just running through all the hold conditions. That's just Orlando. Who cares?
For prop load.
Yeah, there's an Orlando in the way. Yeah, you don't want to shower Mickey Mouse with debris. You might get sued. There's also a bunch of Florida men in the way. Look in general in Discord. Where's my general channel? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice view, Knight. There you go. Florida Man is the real threat? Nah, Florida Man's alright. You leave Florida Man alone, he won't bother you. Mickey Mouse gets showered with debris all the time from Magic Kingdom fireworks. Squiston, did you catch the stupid today? Or are you just... the Magical Kingdom fireworks? You alright? You don't smell burnt toast or something, do you? Honestly, I'm a bit sleep deprived. Alright, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, dude... Did somebody jack your account or something? Because, yeah, okay. That makes more sense, man. I'm like, wait, you usually ask really good questions when you're talking about Falcon and retrograde astrology stuff. I'm like, what, are you okay? You usually ask really good questions. I'm like, are you drunk?
Contact
Launch sequence has started on Falcon 9. T-minus 24 minutes and counting. Dude, I'm tired too. That's why I was straightforward. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? You smell burnt toast or something, right? All right. Call the Bondulans. I'm having a stronk. Beamsnon stronking the Bondulans. It's just audio right now. It's the launch. It's the mission control loop. I was headed to bed and the stream title caught my eye from notifications. Now here I am. Stubborn. Yeah, you're going to want to see this one, dude. This is one you want to stay up for. It's a retrograde launch. They're launching due west out of Vandenberg and RTLSing going west to east back to the landing site. It's actually, yeah, this is a pretty wild mission. Yeah. That's why I kind of wanted to chill in here a little bit before the thing started because, yeah, it gets crazy. Did you see how much ad rev you got from the last stream? No, Blue. I can check though. What inclination? It's past 180 degree, or over. No, it's past 180 degree doesn't exist when it comes to when it comes to inclination. It's let me do the math out. Uh, 150 degrees inclined, something like there, something around there, 150, 160. It's kind of crazy. 154. I swear, if they're 154 inclined, Atron, I swear, man. Is there a difference of payload capability between launching prograde and retrograde at a set altitude orbit? Oh yeah, big difference, Flykin. You have to negate the spinning force of the Earth. We're all spinning on Earth right now, dude. So I'll give you an example. I don't know what it is at Vandenberg's latitude, but yeah, Earth spins and it spins faster at the equator, right? So in Kourou, in French Guyana, they're like spinning like. If you could measure like the rotational speed of Earth, it's like 500 meters a second down there. At KSC, it's like 400 meters a second. That's 400 meters a second extra delta V that you need. And then in Falcon 9's case, that's another 400 meters a second that you need to come back. This is going to be a crazy freaking mission. What does the inclination have an effect? So, Chab, if you look at a map of Earth and you draw a line where the equator is, right? The tilt of the orbit relative to the equator is your inclination. The ISS is a 51.6 degree inclined orbit. When it crosses the ascending node, so it crosses Earth's equator, the path relative to the equator is 51.6 degrees. This one is 100 and it's like 100. I'll just say 154. It's not 154. It's a little more than that from what I could tell from the track, but so it's like 154 degrees inclined. So it's going opposite the way Earth is spinning. It's going western. That's crazy, Atron. What a mission. The other satellites in the series are in a 142 degree inclination, so it's going there. 142 degrees inclined. Dude, it is so rare. These launches are so ridiculously rare. You do not see launches like this. Hey, Kane, what's going on? What? Alexa, you drunk? What makes that so different? I'm learning stuff, so just curious. Chab, most people don't launch west. They don't launch west. You need more. Your rocket needs to be more powerful if you want to launch west and go into orbit, going opposite the direction that Earth spins in. You get a free velocity gain imparted on the vehicle because you're spinning in that direction already. And when you launch, you literally need a smaller rocket to deliver the exact same payload. So if you want to deliver something to zero inclination, which means you're launching east and your orbit follows the equator, right? It is going to take less delta V than trying to get into a 180 degree inclined orbit, which is an orbit that's going in the exact opposite direction. Even though the orbit is in the exact opposite direction, going at the exact same altitude, exact same eccentricity, the exact same orbit, just 180 degrees flipped, it takes probably a good extra, about 400 meters a second delta V. An extra 400. It's not much, but it's, yeah, that's 400 meters a second is a lot. That's a lot of delta V. So your rocket just needs to be that much more powerful to put a satellite into an orbit like that. That's why nobody does this. The Israelis have to. They can't exactly launch stuff east out of Israel. That there are other countries around that might, not be okay with that. You know what I mean? So the Israeli satellite constellations are all retrograde. Howdy, folks. Thanks for your stream notifications. I would have missed a lot of launches without them. No problem, Shocky. Yeah. They don't care about those countries, though. Well, they care about starting a war with them. Blue, let me go into the stream thing. Let's take a look. Okay. I'm going to check this stuff real quick. So many freaking ad breaks in this damn stream. It's so messed up. Make EJ change his hat. Let EJ keep the hat. Oh. Also check out the mission patch. I'm trying to see where the ad revenue thing is. I've literally never gone and checked this. I never look at any of this stuff. It was a good stream. This is the city stream from Wednesday. It's max views of 720. Not bad for a city stream. Average 513. That's really good to have the average over 500 for me. Stream duration 10 hour 40 minutes. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Ad time. Oh, you dicks. You dicks. Actually, it's good to run an ad to get those pre-roll ads disabled for the launch, so there's a spider in here. Yeah, don't hang from the ceiling in front of me. After that stream, you had me playing cities. It's addicting. Yeah. See, I was just thinking ahead. I'm trying to freaking... Dude, I've never gone and looked for ad rev. Oh, it probably is in the earnings tab, idiot.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Fellas, you don't want to know. All those ads that we ran made me $7.64. See? It's not even worth it, man. It's not even worth it. I'll take the engagement, dude. It's not worth it at all. It's not even freaking worth it, dude. Oh my goodness. It's not even, it's so stupid. Let me see it one more time. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, Chab gifted out 20 subs. Yo! And then Jim, 765. See? Dude, I'm telling you, it's,
Discovery, go
dude,
at throttle up.
it's such a bad idea. Ads don't make you anything, dude. That's good for like people that have like thousands of viewers, you know? We were running ads left and right and the thing was just like, nah. Yeah, exactly, Flykin. Yeah. Dude, I make way more money off subs and bit tips, dude. Chap, thanks for the 20. I appreciate it, man. Do you know how many chicken nuggets you could buy with those $7? Yep. Twitch ads suck even when you're on top, dude. They really don't make it enticing. Jockey, if I made like double that off of ads, maybe even triple that off of ads, then maybe now we're talking. Maybe it's worth my time, but it's not worth my time, guys. It's not worth it. I would rather sit here and talk to you and try to make money that way with good content than run ads. I hate them. I freaking hate them. I can't stand them. It is so freaking distracting. I hate them. I hate them so much, dude. You're better off trying to make money off subs, and you do that by growing a community with good content, dude. That's it. I made $7.65 off of that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, hey Tom, thanks for the sub, man. Welcome to Mission Control. You go at throttle up. You can make way more with a sponsorship. I could do that. Yeah. Okay, so we're 11:30 out from the SpaceX stream here of the EROS C-3 launch. Appreciate that you don't. Chap, I hate them. I hate them.
Go at throttle up.
Dude, I was a viewer on Twitch before I was a streamer. I hate ads. I hate them. I can't stand them. I understand why they exist, but I hate them. I hate them with a fiery passion.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I hate them so much, I would rather make less money. I'm not even kidding. Pembo with 5. Thanks. Last launch of the year. Woot woot! With a fiery passion. Fiery passion. Hate is such a strong word. That's why I use it. The Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship when. I could probably dial them up and we could do that, guys.
Go at throttle up.
I mean, I don't know if I want to do that. Hey, Neil, gifted us up to Yellow Jacket. There you go. Yeah, I know, Flacken. Yeah. Yep. I honestly hated them more when I streamed. Yeah. Yeah, Blue Flare, it's getting a little ridiculous, huh? How much are you willing to sell out? Nope. I keep it real, son. I keep it real. Do it for the lulz. Hold on. RP1 load is complete. SpaceX sponsorship? Nah. GM? GM? I keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real, son. Be real, son. Be real, son. The guy tried to kill my father! Yeah, yeah, Zero. I'm not doing that. Not even for the memes. It would be funny, but not even for the memes, dude. What if they offered you enough to pay off your house? Is that tempting? What's your dollar limit? If someone wants to pay off my mortgage for a sponsorship, sure, that's fine. Yeah, I'd do that. Sure. That's not a low number. It's not a low number at all. No, Flagon, I haven't. Yeah, Shocky, of course. Yeah, if a company would pay me enough to pay off my mortgage for the house, then yeah, I'd do that. I'd sell out for that. Sure, why not? I'm just being honest, dudes. I'm being honest. Like, oh, nice, Snagless, that's cool. Hey, gentlemen. Yeah, I heard one of those meal plans pay good money for sponsorship. Well, I can shop around, Yellow Jacket, because we have a big untouched market over here, dude. I get emails about advertising all the time. I get to pick and choose, dude, because
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Because I'm very, very stingy about it, you know. Hey, EA, what's going on? Zaz with the 42 months. Is there one brand you'd like to be sponsored by? Honestly, I'd take a Ford sponsorship. Yeah, I'd do that. That'd be sick. I'd do that. If the sponsorship was for a flight on New Shepard, would you do it? Maybe after it's not grounded. Not NASA. NASA's a public entity. It can't endorse things. Hey, gods, 500 bits. I'd rather be endorsed by you guys and sponsored by you guys. I like that. That is better. That gets me to sleep at night. You know what I mean? SpaceX? Yeah. Nah, dude. If I was sponsored by SpaceX, then I wouldn't be able to cover anything else. About O'Reilly's? I'd take an O'Reilly sponsorship. Abso-freaking-lutely, Aqualux. I like the other auto parts stores, dude, but oh man, O'Reilly's has a lot more stuff. They have a lot more stuff. I'd take an auto parts store sponsorship. Absolutely. Dude, White Claw, if they wanted to, T-Man, if they wanted to, I'd do that. Sure, why not? Oh, face. Wait, what? Sorry. EJ, a Leidos company. I'd probably take a Leidos sponsorship, Cosmic, to be honest with you. I don't know why a defense contractor would be sponsoring a Twitch streamer, but Stage 2 locks load has started. Yeah, I don't know if I can, maybe. But anyway. Home Depot? Sure. Oh, yeah. I'd do that. Sponsor my vans.
The Eagle has landed.
I sponsor Kappa. The Army had an esports team? Dude, Aqualux, at one point, and this project is long gone, guys, so this is a shame. Before the pandemic, dude, I was talking to ACOE. I was talking to the Army Corps of Engineers. Do outreach for those guys. I would do that, sure. We had something going, but pandemic killed it. Yeah. ACOE does a lot of cool stuff, man. They're the ones that are that do a lot of civil engineering. The Army Corps of Engineers, so the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, they if you're from overseas, what the heck? It is the Army's civil engineering division. It's not really a division, it's a corps, right? So, anything special about this launch? It's going retrograde, Pop. Yeah. So I was talking with him, but yeah, a lot of dude. I had a lot of things planned, man, but pandemic killed that. Yeah. They wanted all the real names of everything in Mana, but if it's an officially endorsed pack, that means you have to get Now you're running into licensing problems. Defending America from nature herself. Yep. Does a rocket going retrograde mean it won't be viewable from the ground? No, Jake, you'll still see it. It's just going west. Yeah, ACOE builds like levees. Like, you know, after Hurricane Katrina, the Army Corps of Engineers went in and rebuilt all the levees around New Orleans. Yep. I know a guy in Air Force Space Force recruiting. They sponsor a lot of local events and stuff. If it weren't cloudy and raining like it is, oof. At least it's raining, Nature Boy. Don't you guys want that over there? Is this an instant launch window or they have time to recycle? I'd assume they have a little bit of margin, Blue, but not too much. They do constant work along the Mississippi River due to its vital use. Yep. That's cool, Contra. Right on. Hey, Geeson. Tier 2, 63 months. Shiny button! What's the difference in Delta V cost going to retro orbit? About 400 meters a second, Sticks. Here we go. SpaceX stream is up. I have a Space Force hat already, Shocky. I have it up there. Why do I have a Space Force hat? Somebody from the Space Force gave it to me. Obviously. A random question. Are those Red Cross super ship hospitals still in use? They're non-commissioned Navy ships, like in the Mercy and the Comfort. Yeah, they're Navy. They're not Red Cross. Oh, that's good, Pandaman. They're non-com Navy ships, so United States Naval Service. They don't carry a USS Jack. It's USNS. Oh, Blinga. Nope, Panta. You've been beleated. A retrograde is middle between polar and equatorial orbit, correct? No. No. So, look at me. If you're looking at a map, that's east, right? That's prograde. So that's equatorial. That's polar. That's retrograde. We're going opposite. Opposite prograde. This is launching directly west. Crazy. Yeah, you don't see this very much. I know the next question coming, Pop. Why are they launching it that way? The satellite constellation that this satellite is being added to is a retrograde satellite constellation. Why is it a retrograde satellite constellation? It's Israeli. Israel's satellites are in retrograde. They're retrograde orbits. The reason why they're in retrograde orbits is because they launch some of their payloads on the Shavit rocket. And Shavit launches east over the Mediterranean because launching west, probably not a good idea. So their satellite constellations are in a retrograde orbit. And this one was contracted by SpaceX, and it's going into retrograde as well with the others, as well as the other satellites. East? I thought you said west. Is this our first retrograde launch for Falcon? So Yellow Jacket, yes and no. Falcon 9 has put stuff into sun-synchronous orbits. Sun-synchronous orbits are 97 degrees inclined, so they're basically polar orbits. That technically counts, that technically is retrograde. Anything past 90, anything past polar, so over here, is retrograde orbit. So you have 0 degrees inclined, 45 degrees inclined, 90 degrees inclined. Anything from 90 to 180 degrees is retrograde. That's a retrograde orbit, meaning you're going opposite the direction of spin that the Earth is, right? The Earth is going. Sorry. You can tell it's an Earth because of the way it is. So Falcon 9 has technically put stuff into retrograde orbits, but Falcon 9's never put in anything into this far of a retrograde orbit, to my knowledge. And the crazy thing is that it's an RTLS. It's pretty nuts, dude. This one's going back to the launch site, which is this is a pretty crazy mission to cap off this year. So let's tune in and
3, 2.
Watch the magic.
Go for launch.
400-kilogram payload. Yeah, it's a little light satellite.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Stage separation confirmed. Dragon, separation confirmed.
Stage 1 is transonic. Landing legs have deployed. And Falcon 9 has landed.
Good evening on the West Coast. You're looking at Falcon
what up,
9
Jesse?
standing ready for liftoff from Vandenberg Space Force Base's Space Launch Complex 4 East at 11:38 p.m. Pacific Time. You're watching the webcast for EROS C-3 on behalf of our customer ImageSat International, or ISI, an Israeli-based company specializing in collecting, analyzing, and creating space-based intelligence. My name is Jesse Anderson, and I'm a production engineering manager here at SpaceX. The EROS C-3 mission marks SpaceX's 61st launch of 2022 and our last as we head into the new year. Today's payload is part of the EROS new generation 7-satellite constellation, one of the world's top intelligence gathering assets in space. Now, to date, 3 of the 7 satellites are fully operational, and EROS C-3 will be the 4th to orbit. Now, we'll learn more about its capabilities a bit later in the webcast. Now, at T-minus 8 minutes, the range is green. Weather is 30% chance of violation. The vehicle and payload are healthy. And as the countdown continues, let's take a moment to learn more about our launch vehicle.
See those lights right there? That's the landing site.
Now, Falcon 9 is our 2-stage rocket. It stands 230 feet or 70 meters tall, which is roughly the height of a 20-story building. Now, the bottom 2/3 of the vehicle is the first stage and the primary part of the rocket that gets reused again and again. Today will be the 11th flight for this particular booster, having previously launched 3 Dragon missions, 2 transporter rideshare missions, SXM-8, XP, Globalstar FM-15, and 2 Starlink missions. Now, at the bottom of the first stage, there are 9 Merlin engines that will get Falcon 9 off the ground and up into the thinner parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
It's going to land right there.
The 2 stages will separate from one another. The second stage will continue to orbit, while the first stage will make its way back down to Earth for its landing attempt back on land today. If successful, today's launch will mark the 160th successful recovery of an Oriole-class rocket, including Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy boosters. Now, as for the second stage, it will ignite its single Merlin vacuum, or what we call the MVAC engine, about 2.5 minutes into flight. This is the engine that will take the EROS C-3 spacecraft into its intended orbit. Our payload today is safely enclosed inside of the 17-foot diameter payload fairing, which is that structure on the very top of the rocket. This protects the satellites from aerodynamic heating, loads, and contamination during ascent.
Satellites?
Now, once we reach the vacuum of space, we no longer need this protection, so we
Stage
will
1, RP1 load complete.
Okay,
we will jettison the fairing halves while the second stage continues to orbit. Now, here's more from our customer ISI on EROS C-3 payload.
ISI takes the next step in space-based intelligence solutions with the launch of its game-changing EROS C-3 satellite. For 2 decades, ISI has combined cutting-edge technology and advanced analytical capabilities to deliver one-stop-shop solutions for diverse commercial, defense, and security applications worldwide. ISI satellite imagery revealed China's deployment of new missile batteries on Woody Island in the South China Sea. As the Evergreen container ship halted global trade, ISI satellite imagery helped experts see the bigger picture. Following Russian attacks on the airport, high-resolution ISI imagery showed how infrastructure had been reduced to rubble, including the world's largest cargo plane. ISI's data analysis of satellite images detected 15 landing strips hidden in Brazil's Amazon rainforest that may serve illegal activities like drug and weapons trafficking.
At ISI, we are providing our customer with holistic intelligence as a service solution for the entire geospatial value chain, from observation services to AI-based analytics. The EROS C-3 will enhance our capabilities with industry-leading multispectral resolution, offering unprecedented accuracy and insights to both our commercial and defense customers.
Today, EROS C-3 will take its place in the EROS NG constellation. Tomorrow, its data will be used to defend against new threats and reveal more about the world we live in. ISI, Space-Based Intelligence Solutions, making the world a better, safer place.
Why did they show pictures of yachts when they said new threats?
Now, the next major milestone that you're about to see on your screen involves the Transporter Erector, or the TE. That's that trusted structure to the right of Falcon 9. In preparation for TE retraction, the Transporter Erector clamps will begin to open, and you can see that they have fully opened there on your screen. They're just below the fairing, and the TE is now reclining away from the vehicle.
We're here for the rocket
The
launches,
Transporter
dude,
Erector
nothing
routes
more.
the vehicle's fluids, power, and telemetry umbilicals from the ground systems to the rocket and satellites until Falcon 9 goes on internal power and clears the pad. So far, we are at T-minus 3.5 minutes and counting, and all systems are go for an on-time liftoff. The range is green.
Strongback is moving.
We were keeping an eye on weather, but it is just 30% chance of violation, and the vehicle and payload continue to be healthy. Now, if for some reason we are not able to launch today, we do have a backup opportunity, which is available tomorrow, Friday, December 30th, with a 56-minute window. 56-minute window.
Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this up. Pre-roll ads are off, Pembo. We don't need to do that. Perlite, 54 months. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, the Florida Man Navy. Yeah, sure. Okay, we're caught up.
And you may see some of those white clouds around the vehicle.
Yeah,
that is normal. This is just the venting of the liquid oxygen, which once it hits the warmer ambient air, it will condense,
that you've
kind
been
of like
playing
how...
because your music sounds like a dumpster being rolled down a flight of stairs. What? Sorry.
Stage 2, lock flow complete.
Okay.
And great news, there's that confirmation that liquid oxygen loading is now complete on the second stage. Again, that concludes prop loading for Falcon 9, so it is now filled with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. Now, coming up next will be Falcon 9 in startup, and that is where the internal flight computers take over the launch countdown, and the stages also begin to pressurize for launch. That's coming up here in just a few seconds.
Why do they prop load after? They don't, Flykin. They're chilling the engines while the propellant's being loaded.
Falcon 9,
do both of those things.
And there's that call out. Falcon 9 is now in startup. We are now just waiting for the final call from the launch director.
So this thing is the TE vent. There's the fuel lines right there for the second stage, and they don't want fuel anywhere but inside of the rocket when they go to launch it. So they vent the rest of. Okay, launch LD is go. So they want to get the fuel out of the system before they launch the rocket.
So let's watch as Falcon 9 carries the EROS C-3 payload into space.
Okay. 15 seconds.
15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Sound suppressor
3,
is on.
2,
Green
1.
flash. Engine ignition.
Ignition and liftoff.
We have
Falcon 9 and the EROS C-3 mission.
Look good. Did you say Ocho?
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Okay, This is an infrared camera here. Okay, that looked good. Liftoff looked fine there. Last launch of the year, guys. Last launch of the year. Jat can't hold anything back now. I know.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base's Space Launch Complex 4 East.
Nominal power and telemetry.
Carrying the EROS C-3 payload. Now, during ascent, we do tilt the engines, which is called gimbaling, and that turns the rocket horizontally.
Vehicle supersonic.
And that's what we call a gravity turn. And we are throttling down the engines in preparation for max Q right now.
Max Q.
And there we have now passed through max Q, or the maximum aerodynamic pressure, the largest structural load that the vehicle sees on ascent. The rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and get into orbit. So you can keep an eye out on the Stage 1 telemetry. We now have 6 events coming up here in quick succession.
Okay.
That'll be MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES1, or second stage engine start 1, the boost back burn startup on first stage, and fairing separation. And those events are coming up here in just less than 30 seconds.
So when this first stage separates, you're going to see it tilt right back around.
Stage separation.
Fly back towards the launch site. Watch this.
That MVAC engine will start up on the second stage. And then we will have a boost back burn on the first stage, and then shortly followed by a fairing separation on the second stage.
Motor is fully thermally conditioned. Here we go. Should be seeing staging right about now.
Stage separation confirmed.
Watch the first stage. It's gonna. Yep. See, there it goes.
MVAC ignition.
Got a good ignition on the second stage. Stiffener ring separation was good.
Stage 1 boost pack startup.
Look, the stage is kind of tilted around, and you can see the second stage plume interacting with the first stage. Fairing separation. Look at that little tiny satellite.
Fairing separation confirmed.
You see it inside of the fairing?
And some great views of all of those events. Again, that was MECO's stage separation, stage 1 flip and boost back burn starting up. SES1 with that MVAC engine on your right-hand screen lighting up. And
so you can see this kind of interaction that's going on there. What you're seeing there is because the first stage turned around and is trying to get back to land, and the second stage is trying to get into orbit. They're both doing that at a relatively high altitude. It's 126 kilometers up, so where are we, like 50 miles? It's a long way up there. That interaction and all those effects that you're seeing is the first stage plume and the second stage plume hitting each other at low pressure. At low ambient pressure. It's a pretty cool phenomenon going on up there. Last chance to say the thing for the year. That's right. Klavic, 62 months. Thank you.
The MVAC engine on the second stage.
Yeah, G-Funky, that sucks. Okay. Just curious, have they landed back at Vandenberg before?
4 minutes into launch, and in order to complete today's land landing, the first stage has 2 more burns left. Next up is the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the Merlin engines will reignite, and this helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters into the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. Now that entry burn.
Vehicles on nominal trajectory.
We have 135
great call-outs there.
Apogee on
Both
the first
vehicles
stage.
looking nominal. That entry burn that I mentioned is just about a couple minutes away from now for the first stage. Again, we are scheduled to land on land today, so the first stage is doing 3 burns. That is the boost back burn, entry burn, and then there is a landing burn for that vehicle.
More like booper bonding bento propulsion.
Now the first stage does have 4 hypersonic grid fins that help steer the vehicle during descent.
Yeah. Tom, they might have more landings in Vandenberg than they do in Florida.
And what you are seeing on your
to go look at
screen
that
is the
stat.
MVAC engine
Why is the altitude decreasing?
burning very bright there.
So this is the first stage telemetry right here, Jalapeno. The first stage is coming back down. So it turned around and it fired its engines, and now it's coming back down towards the landing site. The second stage telemetry over here is going way up, and it's accelerating really, really fast.
Entry burn.
So the first stage here, it's going to keep going down, but the speed is going to go down a lot here when it does its entry burn. The entry burn is, well, obviously, the business end of the rocket is flying first, so it's going to slow it down a little bit. But one of my favorite parts about this is that this entry burn that it does is actually a heat shield. Like an ablative heat shield on a capsule, all it does is burn cold. It burns colder than the re-entry heating. And that shields a capsule when it's coming back from space in a cool column of gas. When Falcon 9 comes back in, it doesn't have a heat shield down at the bottom. It has the rocket engine. The rocket engine shoots its flames out, and that envelops Falcon 9 in a cool column of gas to protect it from re-entry heating. And there it is right here. And I know what people are going to say. What do you mean, cool column of gas? Rocket exhaust isn't exactly cold. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, it's really hot. I wouldn't be near a rocket engine when it's going off unless I was on the rocket. It's colder than re-entry heating, though, by a pretty significant margin. So the rocket exhaust is used to cool the vehicle. Watch. You'll still get some entry effects here if you look on the outside of the grid fins. There'll still be some plasma accumulation going on here. Like right there, you can just barely see it. But the rocket engine exhaust takes the brunt of it. It's literally fighting plasma with fire, which is pretty freaking cool, man. It's called supersonic retropropulsion. My favorite part. Chat's gonna go bananas because I said it.
Just seconds before touching down for landing. And that landing burn is about 30 seconds from now, and will be just the center E9 engine. That one single engine has enough thrust to slow the
supersonic
vehicle down
retropropulsion
to touch
for
down
the
landing.
year.
Stage 1 transonic.
Stage 1 is now transonic. All right. Let's see if we can get a onboard camera here. Here we go.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Watch, he's gonna punch through the clouds, and the landing site's gonna come up out of nowhere real quick.
FTS is saved.
First stage landing burn has begun. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down for landing.
Watch. The landing site's gonna come out of nowhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is! Ah! Dude, that's trippy, man. Oh, that's cool.
Landing confirmed.
Amazing view. Falcon 9 has touched down.
What a crazy rocket that is.
This marks our
Did you see
160th
that?
overall
That was
successful
strange,
recovery of an orbital class rocket, including both Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy first stage landings.
That was cool.
And we are just
man.
about a
Very
minute
cool.
away from SECA 1, or second stage engine cutoff 1.
Yeah, stop, man. They make it look
That
so
is where
easy.
we will shut down this
It's not
MVAC engine
easy
that
to
you're
do,
seeing
man.
ignited at the moment.
That first stage is as tall as a 15-story building, man. They ain't tiny. And it's just like, nope, just come back down and land. Whatever. Yeah, for the most part, Squishin.
Now, just under a minute
Thanks,
away
KJ.
from SECA 1 on second stage.
Stand by
As
for
a reminder, the
second
EROS
stage engine
C-3
cutoff.
payload is still attached to Falcon 9's second stage.
Are they using the same sort of system aircraft guide into landing? Actually, it's more like a VOR. Iglulik, it's more like VOR if you want to talk plane. Falcon, actually, it's not necessarily VOR. Falcon 9 has a downward-facing radar built into the bottom of the rocket, and that thing, the landing pads are painted with radar reflective material, and it's like a downward-facing radar on an aircraft, like on a bomber or something. There's second stage engine cutoff. We got a little bit of wobbles from the engine, but everything looked good. Look at that orbit, man! Yo, that's wild. But yeah, it's actually not. It's not like VOR. The landing site isn't letting off a beacon. Not like VOR. It's Falcon 9 has the downward-facing radar, and it's looking for that landing site. And when it locks in, it'll guide itself right down to it. Think more like a laser-guided munition or something like that. Like think like lasing a target for a JDAM or something. More like that. I guess if you want to call that ILS, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess it is more like an ILS. Yeah. Do you ever think they'd reach 50? They'd reach their 60 launch goal this year, much less exceed it? No. Yeah, Iglulik, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's more like ILS. Yeah, less like VOR. Excuse me, my mistake. IXPE was cool. That was a cool mission. Yeah, little Babo satellite. You see how tiny that thing is? That's the only reason they could do this, guys. They couldn't do this with Starlink satellites. No way. $5 a month average makes for decent cadence. They were going to try to go harder next year passing. Can you believe that? How many SpaceX launches do you predict for 2023? I feel like they're constrained by launch pads, so I don't know. I'll say 70. I'll say 70, Phil. I think they'll go for 70. And they're going to need to keep doing it, dude. They're going to need to keep doing it. Starlink satellites are going to start... They're going to start falling out of orbit. It is a retrograde orbit, Thrawn. That's why I stayed up for this, dude. Retrograde RTLS. That first stage came... Did you see what it did? Like, it went out over the Pacific and then came back. Also, I just want to point out that this second stage is... At T plus 15 minutes, it'll literally be over Hawaii from Los Angeles. They do, Phil. Right? No, Mr. Bond, that first stage needs a good extra 1,000 meters a second delta V. Can you believe that? The only reason they could do this, guys, is because this satellite is tiny. It's a 400 kilogram satellite. That's nothing for Falcon 9. For reference here, like a Dragon capsule is like 12,000 kilograms. Okay? Probably a little bit more. See, look at that. That's the satellite. It's a little tiny babby satellite. Yeah. Iglulik, yep. It's going to be orbiting the opposite way. It's called a retrograde orbit. Retrograde orbit is when the orbit goes in the opposite direction that the celestial body that it's orbiting around is spinning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, crazy, right? You can do that, sure. You just need a lot more power because when the rocket launches, it has to counteract the force that was imparted on it because the Earth is spinning. That's why this mission is nuts. It's absolutely bananas. How is baby satellite orbiting? Launch Ganonant? Can you get PrangNet while launching? On a Wega board? That's crazy. That's crazy username. You think 100 launches?
Welcome back to the
hi, Jesse.
webcast for EROS C-3 for our customer ISI, which lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base at 11:38 p.m. Pacific time. So far, we've seen a handful of successful milestones, including stage separation, startup, and shutdown of our second stage engine, as well as the 160th landing of our orbital class rocket, including both Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy landings.
Watch.
Now, we're awaiting the deployment of the EROS C-3 satellite, which is coming up here in just under 10 seconds from now.
Watch, just boop, and it's gone. Oh, there you go.
Payload separation confirmed.
And there you can see live on your screen the EROS C-3 payload drifting away from Falcon 9's second stage.
Goodbye, Butters.
Now, with that successful deployment, our webcast will come to a close.
So what's the use case for an orbit like this? The use case for an orbit like this is that, well, that's where the rest of the satellite constellation is. The rest of the EROS satellites are in retrograde orbits. Why are they in retrograde orbits? Because they're Israeli satellites. Why are Israeli satellites in retrograde orbits? Israel launches these satellites on their Shavit rockets. And the Shavit rockets are missile-derived, right? They're not a big launch vehicle, but they are missile-derived. And they launch east over the Mediterranean because launching a missile-derived system, or they launch west over the Mediterranean. Launching a missile-derived system east out of Israel is probably not a good idea. Yeah, it's probably not a good, probably not that smart. So yeah, their satellite constellation is in retrograde. So for this particular mission, they paid SpaceX for it because it was probably less expensive. And yeah, we got to see a Falcon 9 go retrograde and come back down, which is really freaking cool, man. That's a really cool mission. That would be not very Bing chilling. Yep, that's not a way to win, friends. Yeah, that wouldn't be very popular because of reasons. Yeah. You're picking up what I'm laying down. That's the use case. There really isn't it's more expensive to put a satellite network into a retrograde orbit like that because your rocket literally needs to be more powerful. You need a more powerful rocket. But Falcon 9 don't give a frick. Falcon 9 don't care. Falcon 9's a honey badger. It just doesn't give a frick. So, that puts a nice bow on 2022 for launches. There were 186 orbital attempts, or 186 orbital launch attempts in 2022. And 61 Falcon missions. 1 Falcon Heavy, 60 Falcon 9s. Can you believe that? I would like to add that this flight, that booster, the first stage, we didn't even talk about it. 1061, that was its 11th flight. 11 times that booster has flown into space. Goodbye, Jackal. Goodbye, Butters. Yeah. That's so many second stages. Yeah. Any word on Starship orbital test? It's gonna be sometime next year, Shady. I don't know. Oh, 1051 didn't end up in a museum. Yep. I don't think anyone would have guessed this this is where we'd be 10 years ago. Iglulik, I've been following the space program for longer than a decade. If you told me that Falcon 9 and the launch market would take the course that it took, I would call you nuts. Heck, 5 years ago, I would be like, yeah, that's not happening. 60 launches a year? Why? But also, here we are, you're absolutely right. You believe that? What a great mission and great coverage. That was good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was fun. All right. Including the moon views we got. Yeah, also, we just launched something to the moon. We launched an Orion capsule to the moon. No big deal. They just did another cryo test on Booster 9. Yep. Yeah, SLS finally launched. Can you believe that, dudes? Becoming so routine like commercial airliners flying overhead. Beautiful sight to see. Oh, yeah. Booster 1061 was the Crew 1 and Crew 2 booster. Yep. Thinking mid to late March for the orbital tests, given there's no major hurdles. Yeah, Zonko, I think that's fair. I'd say February or March. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be January, dude. If it was going to be January, we'd start seeing stacking operations happening now. We're too far out. SLS was a real cool one to see, just something different about it being NASA. NASA always hits different in Glulik. That's what I was telling people when we were sitting here covering it. This launch is going to be different. It's going to be different. It's not like SpaceX. NASA just has a style all their own. I just wish they launched stuff more. I wish they did this more, because it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure watching NASA launch rockets. It really is. It's a freaking privilege, dude. And that rocket, that SLS rocket, I don't mean to take the thunder away from Falcon 9 from what we just saw, but SLS had a 99.7% orbital insertion accuracy. Oh, no, it was a 99.97 orbital insertion accuracy. Meaning they planned to go here, and they were 0.3% off of their target orbit with SLS. It literally worked perfect. Nothing went wrong. Oh, man, that's sweet. Man, that's sweet. And then, you know, to even have, like, you have rockets that do work like Falcon 9. You know, having SLS just be that good is just a bonus for this year, man. That is a bonus, dude. What a great year it's been. Did you see Destin's video? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'll probably go watch it now, actually. Except for the good old boys tightening a loose nut. Hey, the red team was cool. Those guys were cool. There's actually people that watch the stream that know those guys, which was actually pretty cool. I'd be like, yo, you want to come on the stream? I'll talk to you about tightening that bolt down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Zonku, can you believe that? 0.3. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Bill. The economists were like, there's no... The building a reusable rocket doesn't make sense because there's no demand for it. Elon's like, yeah, you're not wrong. So I'll just make my own demand. Oh, TJ, keep the hat. Boom! Gee in your face. Let's go. I'm still laughing at the Ethernet switch. Ugh, what a night that was. What a night that was, man. What a night. Anyway, the Ethernet switch. And how about the RTV Aquilex on the capsule? Yes, there's caulk on the capsule, and then they took the caulk, and then they rubbed the caulk on the capsule. Yeah, you remember that part too? Yeah, like that. What? What? You just call it RTV, bro. Jeez. Yup. Yeah, They said that during a cast. They made sure to call it Permatex or RTV after that because, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. Dude said Ocho for the launch early. Dude, yeah, I was like, wait, what did he just say? Oh, you must watch ESPN 8, the Ocho. That's my favorite. That's my favorite TV channel. I don't know why they had to call it cock. People know what RTV is. Rev, can you believe that, man? Can you? I'm like, Daryl, stop! Stop it! What are you doing? Don't do that! 9, 8, 7, 6. That just sounds weird. If it's almost a sport, we've got it. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me. I'm taking tomorrow off as well. The next time I'm going to see you guys is at 8 p.m. on Saturday for the New Year's streams. We do a New Year's bash in GTA. If you're not doing anything for New Year's, we're gonna just mess around in GTA, planes versus RPGs, drag racing, maybe some deathmatch, and then celebrate New Year's Eve on my yacht, on my boat. It's my boat. So that's the next time I'm going to see you. I've been taking a couple of days off here, guys. I'll be honest with you, to literally get ready for the push that I'm going to make in January. What I'm aiming to do in January is Monday through Friday streams, 12-hour streams a day, with GTA racing on Saturday nights. So
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I got to make a push. The thing that I got done today was I ended up sourcing. I got all the parts that I need for the truck, for the 59, to get it done. Done, like finished. I spent a lot of time kind of going through my lists of stuff that we have to do, figuring out what parts I need, figuring out budgeting and everything. So I have all the parts. I have an exhaust kit coming. Not a kit, not like a kit that's specialized for the truck, but I have, you know, like I've got a bunch of mandrel pipes, and we'll make the kit ourselves. Hey, Eagle, Tier 233. What's up, my brother? How you doing? With snow this year, we got snow for New Year's Eve. Remember that New Year's stream? I do. So, yeah, That's lockdown schedule again. Exactly, Sleepy, but better this time because not people aren't sick. Anyway, which day is truck and exercise stream day? I was thinking of doing truck stuff in the mornings and then just doing my regular stream at night. Only this time I don't need to commute between where I'm streaming working on the truck and where I'm actually working in Kerbal. So, yeah, should be fun. I'm just getting ready. I got all the parts sourced today, and yeah. Actually, the other thing that Brimo and I did was finish the retro gaming setup. So, I'm gonna do a boomer thing here and show my phone to the stream here. Take a look. So that's the setup. If you see the cabinets, PlayStation 2 on the far left, top left, PlayStation 2. Down from that is PlayStation 3. Down from that is PlayStation 4. There's Gen 1 Xbox there. The empty cube is 360. I have to still get the 360 from my parents' house. And then there's an Xbox One. And then across the bottom, NES, SNES, N64, GameCube. And then there's a Wii next to the television. The CRT TV is there for because of Duck Hunt. Yeah, so we can play Duck Hunt. All of those consoles are hooked up to the televisions. All of those consoles are hooked up. I got all of those consoles wired into a switch, and that can go into the TV, and you could just press a button and get a different console. Yeah, it's hooked into a 65-inch television. Because playing SNES, playing Super Mario World on a 65-inch flat screen TV it's pretty pog. Yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yep. Model trains. Oh, work on that too. Yeah. I have all the model trains. I got all the track for them too. Chief, there's a hobby store down the street from me. I went and bought a lot of train track. But anyway, the only thing missing is Commodores. Zero. Let me show you the picture one more time. Oh, it's out of shot. I have a VIC-20. I have a VIC-20 and I have an Atari 2600. I gotta fix them. They're not working. We'll fix them. Estes Rocket stream when? That's not all I have planned for next year, dudes. Model trains on stream, please. I'll think about it. Are all these consoles the ones you've had for a while or that Brimo had? The GameCube is Brimo's. Everything else I've had. The PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, the Wii, and the N64 are all consoles I bought when those respective consoles came out. The NES and the SNES I bought in 2017 because I have a buddy that owned a used game shop, and yeah, I wanted an SNES and an NES, and they were not expensive, so I used some stream funds and went and bought them. Yeah. That Xbox, dude, that first gen Xbox is my original Xbox. Okay, so you can't see it too well, dudes, but see that box up there? Top right. Yeah. That thing. See that Xbox? That Xbox is 21. It's literally old enough to drink. It is a 21-year-old console. It was built in November 2001. Is that a Duke? I have 3 of them, Mr. Bond. Yep. And the thing still freaking works, too. Crazy. Yeah, so if you aren't legally allowed to drink in the United States, my console is older than you. I mean, to be fair, the N64, the SNES, and the NES are all older too. But that console I bought. I bought that console in November of 2001. I mowed a lot of lawns to get that thing. So, yeah, the thing still works. It's freaking weird, man. How is it alive? Don't know. Don't know. Boomer console. I mean, I have 2 NESs in there. They're from 1985 and 1986, which is I mean, those consoles are older than me. My SNES that I have is 91, I think, 91 or 92, something like that. Do you have Wavebirds for the GameCube? No, I don't. But yeah, I have everything plugged into an RCA switch, and then the RCA switch is outputting RCA to an HDMI adapter that upscales it to 1080p. So playing NES games in 1080p is kind of cool, I guess. 1080p 16:9, which is kind of weird, man. It's kind of, that's just strange, but it is cool, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. Here, I can actually show you. Check this out. I'll show you what these look like. It doesn't. You'd think it looks like trash, but it doesn't. Watch. So here, look. This is me rifling through this the switches. Input 1 is PlayStation 2. Input 2 is the Xbox Gen 1. Input 3 is the 360, but there's nothing hooked up to that. I have to go get it from my parents' house. Input 4. Yeah, probably squishing. Is NES with Super Mario Brothers 3. Input 5 is Episode 1 Racer on N64. Input 6 is Super Mario World on SNES. Input 7 is the Wii. Input 8 is Mario Kart Double Dash. Pretty cool, huh? Composite or component? It's RCA cables. Red, white, and yellow. Yep. Fusion Frenzy, Dingleberg. Yeah. Hey, Shinar, what's going on? You're catching me right at the tail end, buddy. What was that boxing game for NES? Fight Night. Fight Night? Fight Night. Yeah, so that's what I finished today. I finished that thing. Is it Mike Tyson? Yeah, Fight Night's a different game. It's Punch Out. Yeah, Punch Out was that game. Dude, Punch Out. I should go buy that. We should buy Punch Out, man. That's awesome. I'm proud of you putting together such a quality retro gaming setup. I'm a bit surprised because I haven't heard you talk about a desire to do console gaming streams before, but I'm all for it. Who said it's for console gaming streams? Oh, no, Squishton, that whole thing is for my enjoyment. Nice timing for you. Shadar, watch the SpaceX coverage of the SpaceX launch that just happened. They did a Falcon 9 retrograde launch. It launched west out of Vandenberg, which is okay. And RTLS, Falcon 9 came right back down after a westward trajectory. That booster went out over Hawaii. The second stage, not the booster. Not that the first stage didn't go that far, but didn't you say you're going to stream some stuff from that? I don't know, Squish, maybe. If I said, like, maybe, you know, oh, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. The next time I'll see you... Actually, here. Yeah, Michael already posted this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that trajectory. All right. Okay. Okay. That's a thing that exists. All right. So, I'll see you guys 8 p.m. on Saturday for the New Year's Eve streams. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to get more stuff done. Tomorrow is shop cleaning day. Getting the shop ready to disassemble the truck and get all the workstations around ready to go. So, yep, that's what I got tomorrow. So, I'm going to go and do that. I got to get some sleep. It's already 3 in the morning. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you on Saturday. Yeah, shop cleaning is gonna suck. Be fun. Are you gonna stream tomorrow? No. No stream tomorrow. Blue Flare. Tomorrow I'm going to clean the shop. It's gonna take all day. And then Saturday and Sunday are payloads for KSP. So, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, Zonga, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, dudes. I'll talk to you. See you on Saturday. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.